Here are two signs that both of you may be afraid to love each other, even though you already do. Sometimes love does not appear with a loud entrance. It does not knock on the door or clearly announce itself. Instead, it arrives gently, so quietly that both of you behave as if you do not notice it. This kind of love does not resemble what we see in movies or fairy tales. It appears in long pauses. It appears in hesitation. It appears in those almost moments, and that is what makes it confusing. You do not talk openly about your feelings, and they do not either. Yet somehow the connection continues to pull you back toward one another. You start to question why this feeling seems so real if nothing obvious is taking place. Why does this person mean so much if neither of you has crossed that invisible boundary? The truth is both simple and difficult. You are not afraid of each other. You are afraid of how loving each other might change everything. Below are two powerful signs that both of you already care deeply for each other, but fear is standing in the way and asking you to pause. Hey everyone, welcome to Never Give Up. Do not forget to subscribe, press the bell icon, and choose all, because every video can help shift your mindset. Sign one is that both of you hold back even when the moment feels right. There are times when everything seems to align. The conversation flows naturally. Even the silence feels comfortable. The atmosphere is warm, familiar, and close. And still, nothing happens. There is no confession, no bold step, and no crossing of that invisible line. This does not happen because the feeling is absent, but because it is too real. Why does this occur? When attraction is shallow, people often move quickly. They flirt without much concern and take risks without thinking deeply. But when genuine love begins to develop, something changes. Suddenly words feel dangerous. Actions feel permanent. One wrong move seems as if it could damage everything. So both of you slow down. Both of you become extremely careful. You revise your messages. You replay conversations in your mind. You stop yourself from expressing what your heart already understands. This does not happen because you do not want something deeper. It happens because you want this connection to last. The fear beneath the silence is genuine. You are not afraid of loving them. You are afraid of losing them if things do not work out, or being vulnerable and not being chosen. You worry about opening a door that cannot be closed again. So instead of risking everything, you both choose distance, often disguising it as patience. They do the same thing. That is why the bond feels powerful but remains unspoken. That is why the connection feels deep, but still is no clear name. Both of you are protecting something important. Even if that protection appears as holding back your emotions, the quiet truth is simple. If there were no love here, there would also be no fear. You would not pause this much. You would not overthink every detail. You would not care so deeply. The hesitation itself becomes the evidence. Both of you are standing at the edge, feeling the same pull, silently waiting for the other person to take the first step. Sign two is that you create distance but still cannot fully let go. This is often the most confusing sign. You do not chase each other. You do not demand constant attention. Sometimes you even step back, yet neither of you truly disappears. No matter how much time passes, no matter how quiet things become, or how logical it might seem to move forward, you both remain present in each other's world. Distance does not weaken this connection. In many ways, it reveals it. If the feelings were shallow, distance would slowly erase them. But instead, they remain in your thoughts. They return during quiet moments. They appear when you least expect them. You might not talk every day. You might not meet often. You may even convince yourself that nothing important is happening. Yet emotionally, a great deal is happening beneath the surface. Why do people who love each other sometimes pull away? When love begins to feel overwhelming, distance becomes a way to cope. Stepping back can help restore a sense of control. You protect your heart and avoid facing emotions that you are not yet ready to act upon. The other person often does the same. So instead of open closeness, what exists between you is a quiet longing. You miss each other silently. You care quietly. You hope privately. This is not immaturity. It is a sign of emotional overwhelm. A silent loyalty still exists. Even when you are apart, neither of you truly replaces the other in your heart. You may speak with other people. You may try to distract yourself. You may even convince yourself that you are doing fine. But deep down, you compare others to them. You wonder how they are doing. You feel an unusual sense of loyalty, even though there is no official label between you. That kind of attachment does not come from simple confusion. Hey everyone, welcome to Never Give Up. Do not forget to subscribe, press the bell icon, and select all, because every video can help change your mindset. This kind of connection usually comes from love that simply has not found the courage to express itself yet. Why does this kind of love feel so heavy? It is because it remains unfinished. Unspoken love often carries more weight than love that is openly shared. There is no closure, no clear direction, and no release. As a result, it stays inside your chest. It remains quiet, patient, and powerful. You notice it during late-night thoughts, in songs that suddenly feel painful, or in small moments when you wish they were beside you. This type of love teaches patience, but at the same time it challenges your courage. That is what this connection is asking from you. It is not asking for urgency, pressure, or forcing a confession. Instead, it is asking for honesty with yourself. Ask yourself gently, am I afraid of loving them or afraid of what loving them might cost me? Am I waiting for certainty or for permission? If nothing ever changed, would I regret remaining silent? Sometimes love does not require fast action, but it does require awareness. When two people are afraid to love each other, time does not remove the feeling. It simply determines who will speak first, or who will learn to live with the quiet question of what if. The final truth is simple, and it is worth reflecting on slowly. If both of you truly felt indifferent, there will be clarity. Confusion exists only where love is present but restrained. So if this connection feels deep but unnamed, safe yet frightening, calm yet emotionally intense, then you are not imagining it. Both of you are afraid, and both of you are already in love, standing on opposite sides of the same feeling, waiting for courage to become stronger than fear. If you found value in this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your support. Here are 2 more signs that you and another person may be hiding a deep love for each other because of fear. Often the strongest connections are the ones that remain quiet for the longest time. This is not a lack of interest. Instead, it shows that the bond is so meaningful that neither of you wants to damage it by moving too quickly. Both of you are waiting for a sign that it is safe to be emotionally open. The third sign is that you notice every small detail about each other. When love exists but remains hidden, your mind pays close attention to the other person. You remember the smallest things they say, such as their favorite childhood snack or a simple story they shared months earlier. They often do the same for you. You may notice them mentioning a detail that you barely remember sharing. This happens because even though you are not together in a formal relationship, your hearts remain deeply focused on one another. You constantly observe each other, looking for signals and slowly building a clearer understanding of who they are. This careful attention is a clear sign of love. People rarely pay such close attention to someone they do not care about deeply. Why does this happen? We collect these small details because they allow us to feel close to the person without having to say the large, intimidating words out loud. It becomes a quiet way of loving someone in secret. The fourth sign is the tension that feels almost like a physical weight. Have you ever been in the same room with them and felt as if the air suddenly became heavy? It is that moment when both of you want to say something, yet the words remain stuck in your throat. This tension exists because your energy is trying to connect while your minds are focused on staying safe. You might notice them looking at you when they believe you are not paying attention, and the moment you look back, they quickly turn away. This quiet push and pull can feel exhausting, but it also reveals a great deal. It shows that the feelings are so strong that they begin to appear through your eyes and body language. Both of you are moving on the same emotional frequency, yet both are pretending to remain calm and unaffected. Hey everyone, welcome back to Never Give Up. If this message connects with your heart, make sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss a video that helps you better understand your emotions. The truth is that fear and love often grow from the same place. The more deeply you care about someone, the more you feel you could lose. That is why you remain in this middle space. You choose the discomfort of staying just friends or undefined rather than risking the possibility of losing them completely. But it is important to remember that a life guided by fear is only partially lived. This connection is not happening by coincidence. It acts as a mirror, reflecting your own heart back to you. If you feel this connection strongly, there is a good chance they feel it as well. Love rarely stays hidden forever. Eventually, it either becomes a meaningful story or it turns into a quiet regret. Do not allow the fear of hearing no to stop you from reaching a life-changing yes. Sometimes the only thing standing between you and the love of your life is the courage to be the first person who stops pretending. You do not need to change everything today, but you should at least be honest with yourself about what is truly happening. If you found this message helpful, please like and share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Thank you for being here. The fifth sign is that both of you become protective of each other in a way that goes beyond normal friendship. When someone else mentions their name, your attention immediately sharpens. You defend them when they are not present, and they tend to do the same for you. This is a quiet form of loyalty that does not require a label. You begin to care about their happiness, their health, and their goals almost as if they were your own. This protectiveness is a natural response to love. When your heart has already chosen someone, your instinct is to protect them. You may not have a right to call them yours, yet you behave as if their peace of mind matters deeply to you and is something you feel responsible for safeguarding. This is not simply the behavior of a good friend. It is your soul attempting to care for its partner, while your mind is still too hesitant to accept the truth. The sixth sign is that your future plans naturally seem to include space for them. Even if you are not official in a relationship, it becomes difficult to imagine a year from now without them being part of your life. When you think about moving, changing careers, or planning a trip, you quietly wonder how they might fit into those plans. You may even notice yourself making decisions that keep you close to them, sometimes without fully realizing it. In many cases, they are doing something similar. Both of you are slowly shaping your lives around the idea of a relationship that has not yet been spoken about. This happens because love is naturally focused on the future. It begins to form a picture of a shared life long before the words are ever expressed. If you were truly only friends, your future would feel separate from theirs. But when love exists, your past starts to feel as if it is meant to move alongside theirs. Hey everyone, thank you for staying with us here at Never Give Up. If these signs feel familiar to you, please press the subscribe button and join our community of people who choose growth instead of fear. The heavy feeling you carry is often the weight of what has not been said. It can be a beautiful burden, but it is still a burden. When two people are afraid to express love, it is almost like holding your breath, each one waiting for the other to exhale first. But what if they are just as afraid as you are? What if they are waiting for a signal that you feel too nervous to give? Love always involves risk, and it is true that things may change if you decide to speak honestly. However, things are already changing with every day that silence continues. You are exchanging the possibility of real closeness for the safety of a comfortable distance. Silence might protect you from rejection, but it also prevents you from being fully known and fully loved. Ask yourself an important question. What hurts more, the chance of a brief moment of embarrassment or the lasting regret of never knowing what might have happened? The truth is that the love already exists between you. What is missing is simply the conversation. Courage does not mean that fear disappears. It means choosing to act even while feeling uncertain. Sometimes the most meaningful thing you can do is simply be the first person to stop hiding. You do not need a dramatic speech. You only need honesty. If this part of the series helped you recognize something in your own life, do not forget to like and share with others. Your support allows us to continue creating meaningful content. The seventh sign is that you develop a private language that only the two of you understand. This may appear through inside jokes, a specific glance across a crowded room, or the ability to communicate an entire thought without speaking. To others, it may look like a simple conversation between two people. But between you, there is an invisible layer of meaning behind every interaction. You immediately understand what their smile represents, and they understand exactly why you suddenly looked away. This happens because you have spent so much time observing each other's hearts and minds that labels no longer feel necessary. This level of understanding is rare, and it only develops where there is a deep, underlying affection. You are already interacting like a couple, even if your official title suggests you are just friends. The eighth sign is that you experience a subtle sense of jealousy that you try hard to hide, simply because nothing is official. You may feel as if you don't have the right to feel jealous when they talk to someone else. So you bury it. You act casual, indifferent, or supportive on the surface, but inside there's a small sting. They feel the same way when you mention someone new. Both of you pretend to be fine with each other's dating lives, yet the conversation often feels slightly forced or ends quickly. This jealousy isn't about control. It's about the fear of being replaced before you ever had the chance to start. It shows that your heart has already made a claim, even if your voice hasn't confirmed it yet. You are protecting a space you are too afraid to officially step into. Hey everyone, welcome back to Never Give Up. If these signs feel familiar in your own life, remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can continue learning how to navigate these deep emotions. This stage of a relationship is often called the waiting room. It is a place where love is fully present, but both people are too nervous to open the door. The danger of the waiting room is that you can stay there indefinitely if you are not careful. You might think you're staying safe by not speaking up, but in reality, you are trapped in a loop. You are experiencing all the stress of a relationship, worry, longing, fear, without any of the security or joy of actually being together. You are living with the heaviest parts of love while missing out on the best parts. The closeness, the commitment, and the reassurance of knowing exactly where you stand. The truth is, you cannot lose something you never fully had, but you can lose the chance to experience it altogether. Every day you wait is another day you aren't fully living in your truth. If this connection is as real as it feels, it can handle honesty. And if it can't, then it wasn't as strong as you believed. Either way, you deserve clarity. You deserve to step out of the shadows and into the light. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is usually the one where you finally decide to be brave. If this video helped you realize that it's time to stop waiting, please give a like and share your thoughts in the comments. We love hearing your stories. The ninth sign is that saying goodbye is always difficult for both of you. Whether the phone call that stretches on for hours or an in-person meeting where you linger by the door, you always find one more thing to say. It feels like you are trying to hold on to the shared energy you created because the world seems colder when you're apart. This happens because being together feels like home, even if you haven't admitted it yet. You aren't just parting from a friend. You are stepping away from the person who makes you feel most alive. This constant desire to remain in each other's presence is your heart's way of showing that this is more than just casual friendship. The 10th sign is that you are each other's first choice for everything. When something good happens, they are the first person you want to tell. When you're having a tough day, they are the first person you turn to for comfort. Even if you have other close friends or family, there's a unique kind of support only this person can provide. They prioritize you in the same way. You adjust your schedules to make time for each other, and you show up for the important moments without being asked. This level of emotional priority is a foundation of love. You have already built a life together through the way you care for each other. The only thing missing is the courage to give it a name. Hey everyone, thank you for continuing this journey with us at Never Give Up. If these final signs resonate with you, please subscribe and share this video with someone who might need a little push to be brave. The most important thing to remember is that love is not a competition to be won or lost. It is a shared experience that asks both people to step out of their comfort zones. If both of you are waiting for the other to take the lead, you might end up waiting forever. Someone has to break the cycle of fear. Someone has to be the one to say, I value this connection enough to be honest about it. It takes courage to be vulnerable, but that is the only way to achieve the closeness you are both clearly seeking. Right now, you are living in a space of what if. While it might feel safe, it is also isolating. Real love exists in the what is. It is found in the messy, honest, and brave conversations that happen when pretense is set aside. You don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to know exactly where the path will lead. You only need the willingness to take the first step together. Don't let fear write your story. Take the pen back and create a chapter that includes a truth. If you've been hiding your heart, let this be the sign to finally speak up. Thank you for watching, and remember, never give up on the love you deserve. The 11th sign is that you feel a profound sense of peace when you are together. Despite the tension, confusion, and unspoken words, your body recognizes the truth. When you are in the same room, your nervous system relaxes, the world feels calmer, and the noise of daily life fades away. This happens because love creates a sense of belonging that friendship alone cannot provide. You might feel a magnetic pull to be near them, and even in silence, that feeling is mutual. You find small excuses to be close. Sitting just a little nearer, a light touch on the arm, subtle gestures that bridge the gap your fear has created. These small physical cues quietly say, I am here and I am yours, without risking verbal rejection. The 12th sign is that they appear in your long-term dreams and goals. When you close your eyes and picture your life 5 or 10 years from now, their face naturally comes to mind. You don't have to force it. They are already part of your vision for the future. You might catch yourself imagining the kind of house they would like, or wondering how they would react to a major life event you hope to experience. This happens because your heart is already committed to a future with them, even if your mind is still anchored in the present. If they were only a temporary phase, your imagination would easily move on. But because this love is real, your mind cannot picture a happy future that doesn't include their presence. Hey everyone, thank you for staying with us here at Never Give Up. If these signs feel familiar, it may be time to stop running and start listening to what your heart is trying to tell you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay connected with our community. The final reality you must face is that time is the one thing you cannot get back. You might feel like staying silent is protecting the connection, but in truth, you are letting the best years pass quietly in the shadows. Every day you spend pretending is a day you could have spent building something meaningful and open. Fear tells you that ending the silence will end safety, but the opposite is true. The silence is actually a cage. True safety comes from knowing exactly where you stand with the person you care about most. It comes from the relief of finally being able to say, I love you, and hearing it returned. If you've been waiting for a sign from the universe, let this be it. You don't need to be fearless to speak. You only need to care more about regret than you do about fear. Most people don't regret the times they were honest about their feelings, even if things didn't turn out as hoped. They often regret the times they stayed silent, letting a beautiful possibility slip away simply because they were too afraid to reach out. Right now, both of you are standing at the edge of something life-changing. One of you just needs to be brave enough to extend a hand and bridge the gap. If this series has helped you find a spark of courage, please like and share it with someone who might be experiencing the quiet ache of an unspoken love. Thank you for your support and for being part of this journey. The 13th sign is that you notice your habits and interests beginning to blend. You might find yourself listening to music they enjoy, adopting words or phrases they use, or developing an interest in a hobby they are passionate about. They are likely doing the same with your world. This is a mere coincidence. It is a sign of deep emotional influence. When we love someone, we naturally seek to understand their world, so we can feel closer to them. Both of you are becoming mirrors for each other, reflecting parts of your lives that haven't yet been shared through words.